Hey guys, it's me, Coops123, and welcome to my Solo's Tips and Tricks Guide to R.E.P.O. I've played many hours of this game solo, reaching day 10 and further on multiple occasions. While I feel I am quite knowledgeable in this game, please only take these tips as things to try to include into your own runs. Don't live by the information in this video. And lastly, as this game continues to change and new tech is found, I will post updates in the description to clarify any old and incorrect information. If you enjoy the video, like and subscribe. First, I'll start with some general tips. Many of the entities in this game are extremely blind, so you should use that to your advantage. Take this example of me literally tickling a headman and immediately hiding underneath a table. He walks right past me multiple times as I continue to grab him. He cannot find me, he cannot grab me. Obviously, you should not be doing what I'm doing in this clip, but you can easily get around enemies. The next tip is that entities in this game are very profitable. As you get better at the game and you can kill them more easily, you should always go for the kill, as the orbs can be as low as 1,000 or they can be as much as 6,000, 7,000, 8,000. Use entities to kill other entities. In the clip that's playing right now, I use a bomber to kill another bomber. Obviously the clip goes on and it gets very hectic, but using bombers, which take 3 hits to the ground, so if you hit them once, hit them again, the third hit, if they're lit, they'll explode. You can use that to your advantage by hitting them twice and then slamming them into the ground next to an enemy you want to hit, kill, knock back, whatever. But yeah, use entities to kill other entities. It is very helpful. Learn when and why to use your Q tumble ability. Say an entity were to come out of this door right now. I would turn and start to run and maybe hit Q to slide under here. If you can see that when I land on the ground, I have red lines around my screen, which means that I'm currently stuck and can't move. Say I were to miss that tumble under the table, whatever came through here might see me and come over and kill me. If I use my crouch ability instead, I can slide under and see how I don't have any markings around my screen. That means I can continue to move. I'm not stunned or anything like that. So I would use your C 99% of the time to get under objects. What your Q ability is really good for is the tumble. You can tumble in to entities. Now there's nothing nearby me right now, but say there was something right here, I could run and tumble at it, or I'm out of stamina. But you run and you tumble at it, and you can deal damage to something, even knock something over, and then allow you to hit it against the walls and against the floor. Focus on upgrading skills. If the featherweight drone, the indestructible drone, or the stun gun aren't available, you really don't need grenades, stun mines, or anything other than skills. Those drones that I mentioned in the stun gun. Obviously, once you get the drones in the stun gun, you're going to need crystals. You cannot sleep on crystals. They are extremely important. But all of the extra things aren't really that important if you're trying to go for a high amount of days. Cauldrons can boost you. Say you want to go to the corner of a room. You want to stand in the opposite side of the cauldron from where you want to go, and you want to continue holding S and backing away from where you want to go, and the cauldron will shoot you in the direction. It isn't always perfect, but eventually you can get yourself to go where you need to go. Take your time. You don't need to sprint everywhere. Sprinting is very taxing in this game. You only start with 40 stamina, and you run out of stamina extremely quickly. You will find yourself in sticky situations where you need to use your entire sprint bar. Now, once you start getting into the 80s and the 90s amount of stamina, you don't need to be as careful with it. But at the start of a run, save your stamina. Walk. I know it seems slow, but you're trying to be successful here and you need to save your sprint. Entities respawn over time, and it will always be the same type of entity. After you use your final extraction point, all of the dead entities will respawn, and they will either path to you or they will path to the ship. As I was in the process of making this video, the YouTuber Call Me Bread made a video on entities spawning. Go watch that video now to learn more in-depth details on this topic, but all you need to know is that once you extract, all hell will break loose. Everything will spawn, and it will be extremely dangerous. That is where most runs end. So save the closest extraction for last. You don't have to go very far. Because all the entities will be alive, you need to get there quick. You don't want to be on the other side of the map when everything respawns and starts coming towards you. I'm going to go ahead and link Call Me Bread's video in the description. Please go check it out. Say you have drones with you, and the drones get broken, or you accidentally drop them off a pit or into lava or something like that, any utility that you break or leave behind at the end of the day will come back to you. So it is almost impossible to lose anything. It is impossible. If you leave a drone, you'll get it back. Say it's day 1 and you need to get a vase back to the extraction point, but you don't have enough strength to do it. You can push objects. Now they may take a couple of hits and lose some value, but it's better than getting none of the object at all. So push objects while holding on to them, or you don't even have to hold on to them at all. When you start a new day, always hit the dead ends first. It allows you to stay organized and get all the loot you need, especially if you find any big objects. You can take them to extract first. You don't want to be hitting your dead ends at the end of the day. Now for some more situational tips. When reaching higher levels with pits, do not sleep on the entity upscream. In this clip I'm playing now, I lost a day 9 to upscream, knocking me twice, and on the second knock I got hit into a pit. He seems like a very easy entity to kill, which he is, but he can be an insane run ender. Do not sleep on upscream. Be careful using the feather drone around gnomes. If they hit any item that is currently being used by the feather drone, that item will go flying. There are 3 maps in R.E.P.O, each made of tiles. The tiles become extremely recognizable as you play the game more often. You'll begin to learn that certain tiles have hidden spaces where loot can be. Make sure to always check. Now for the med pack glitch. There are tons of glitches in the game, but right now I feel like the most important one is the med pack glitch. I have it in the situational tips because I believe it will be patched out with the next patch, or it'll be patched out extremely soon. So use it while you can. When you are in the shop, grab a med pack and go to the ship. Right when you extract from the shop, pick up the med pack and spam E. Spam use on it. It will use the med pack, get you to full HP, and it won't cost a single dollar. Use it while you can. The clown scrap piece is extremely effective for killing entities. Multiple times throughout this video I have used it to kill an entity, and all you have to do is hit the nose 3 times to get it to explode. So what I like to do is put it in my cart and hit its nose twice. Then when there's a big entity in front of me, I'll hit the nose a 3rd time and I'll pick up the clown and hold it towards the enemy. The clown has a distinctive charge up. You're going to want to drop it at the end when it starts speeding up, and then it will explode, killing the entity. The hunter is the blind man with the gun, and he is extremely accurate. He ends many runs, and he is the biggest time waster. But because he is blind, any single time he goes downstairs, he will end up falling and taking damage. You can use this to your advantage by baiting him up the stairs by jumping a couple of times where he can't see you. He'll walk up, and then he'll turn around and walk down. Once he falls to the bottom, run down, pick him up and slam him into the ground a couple of times, and then run back up. Rinse and repeat. Eventually, you'll kill the hunter, and you don't have to be as quiet anymore. Entities will open up doors just by walking into them. So if you ever see open doors on your map or with your eyes, figure out which direction the door has been opened in, and you'll know which direction an entity may be. Many times I have turned a corner and been insta-killed by a robe or headman, so always keep track of where entities are so you don't get jump scared or jumped. The clown is the frog dude with the giant boots who has the laser come out of the ball on his head. I've died multiple times because I've seen other streamers and YouTubers crouch when the laser starts and they duck underneath it. This is a small tip, but you have to wait for the laser to start. I have lost too many runs to him. As soon as the laser starts shooting, then you can crouch and it'll go over your head. The apex predator, or the duck, is also very annoying and can end runs pretty easily. There are 2 pretty effective ways of killing it. You can obviously stun it and throw it off pits, or you can put him in the cauldron by standing on top of the cauldron in the corner and looking into it. The duck will jump in and die. You can also get him to walk into extraction points by looking into them, and then once it extracts, it'll kill the duck. Those are all the tips I have for now, and sorry if any of them were pretty obvious. This guide was mainly meant for new players, as many other YouTubers have already uploaded advanced guides and tutorials. But I hope any longtime players still learned a few things from it. Thank you so much for watching.